Right, we're here outside Manchester Magistrates Court with LDEV. Why are you here today?
Well, today I am facing the charges of causing alarm and distress for the piece of artwork that I displayed at the UK Uncut Jubilee street party in Manchester back in May. So
no, we didn't have time.
Do you want to tell us a little bit more what that art was?
Well, I think most people will be familiar with the art, and basically it was entitled HM Dictatorship PLC, and it outlined the Queen's personal wealth, and it outlined the fact that she has power and owns 1/5 of the non-ocean surface of the planet. There were also little other references in there in the respect of there was a little moustache put on her, and the brooch that she had was covered with a swastika, which is perfectly legitimate and perfectly something within my rights as an artist to actually express within artistic freedom, and to actually make political reference points to the way that she rules.
So you basically regard this as a freedom of speech case?
Yes, exactly. This is freedom of speech that's being undermined, not just for myself and other artists and activists, but essentially for all citizens within this country.
When you were displaying your art on Market Street, did anybody actually come up to you and complain?
Not at all, no. Nobody made any personal complaint. All that we had that day was people actually paying compliments, actually being amused at it, and actually thanking us for informing them about facts that they weren't aware of up until that day.
So the charge with public order, that doesn't actually require a named person who complained to actually make a formal complaint, does it?
It would appear, yeah, it would appear that when we've asked the police to actually say who the specific person is that's actually complained, they've been reluctant to do that. So yeah, in essence, how do they prove that somebody's actually complained if they don't have to supply a name?
Do you think that somebody did actually complain, or do you think the police were just embarrassed about it?
I think it could be either, to be honest. And when all's said and done, it's up to them to actually pursue this and take this forward, and if they're going to actually call witnesses in reference to who's complained, then that's something that the onus is going to be on them to actually provide and supply.
So if people want to follow you, they look at LDEV on Facebook?
Yeah, that's right. If you go onto Facebook, LDEV, capital LDEV, support the campaign, get involved as much as you wish to.
Thanks very much, LDEV. I'm here with the well-known Charlie Beach from YouTube. Why are you here today supporting LDEV?
Well, a friend of mine, when we were out doing some activism, it was more like performance art, if you ask me. Lee had his art piece with a Queen, with a Hitler or Charlie Chaplin moustache and a swastika. And I'm here because I believe the hype that we lived in a free country and that we're British and cricket about everything, and that we're allowed to criticise whoever. You can publish pictures of Kate Middleton's tits or Prince Harry naked, and so you should be able to put a moustache on the Queen. And Lee himself, he put on his Facebook a quote by Voltaire that says, you can find out who the powerful are by who you're not allowed to make fun of. And in this case, here we are at the Magistrates Court. There's a massive crown and a unicorn, and all the police wear the Queen's crown on their foreheads, and so it seems like this blue-blooded royal is someone you're not allowed to make fun of. So I guess fuck the Queen and towards free speech, so let's hope he wins. This is important for us to show support for anyone expressing themselves, because this isn't North Korea, it's not China, it's meant to be Great Britain. And one great thing is free speech, so I'm here to just show support, and there's manpower, I guess. More people here the better.
Thanks very much, Charlie.
Cheers.
I'm here with Aslan AK from the group Class Actions. Why are you here supporting LDEV?
I'm here because I believe freedom of speech is a human right, pure and simple. It's been protected by the European Convention of Human Rights, and as artists I believe we have a moral obligation to protect each other's freedom of speech. I'm a rapper, I sometimes say controversial things. I've never been persecuted like this, I wouldn't want it to happen to me. I also like to point out as well, what LDEV's done is actually in the tradition of the Sex Pistols. Why aren't they like being persecuted for it, for instance? I saw LDEV's artwork at the time. I've seen far worse things. It's completely inconsistent, persecuting him for it. And I would like to say this as well. I don't agree with everything LDEV says. I don't agree with everything, you know, he stands for necessarily, but I still support him as a fellow artist for his right to freedom of speech.
I mean, it's the duty of artists to push boundaries anyway, isn't it?
It is the duty of artists to push boundaries. At the end of the day, art is art. You don't take it too literally, whatever it is. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day as well, it could set a precedent if somebody's convicted for this, for a public order offence. It might mean just loads of censorship, trade unionists could be persecuted, displaying artwork on demos, rappers could be persecuted, you know, the list could be endless. I think we've got to support him out of solidarity. To quote Voltaire, I disagree with what you say, I defend your right to say it. I think whatever your political colour is, you really should be supporting him. Defo. Thank you.
Thanks for your time.
No probs.